Hey man, we back in the building, man. Another week, another dollar, man, with the guys. You already know. Prep Talk Weekly. We got the Jackson Tigers in the building, man, and we're gonna get it going with them. Looks like KJ just popped in here.
How y'all doing?
What's going on, KJ?
How y'all doing?
All right, man. So we got the Jackson Tigers secondary in here, man. I heard y'all strapping up this season, man. That's what they saying. What's the word?
Man, you know how I go down, man. We gotta get some more interceptions though.
Gotcha. So we got Seth Brooks on here. We got Brian Hooks. We got Caleb Francis, and we got Khalil Francis in the building, man. Matt couldn't join us today, but that's all right. They putting on for him. So, guys, just kind of talk about this season, man, and kind of how the season's been for you. I know we had that loss at Westside kind of to start things off, right? We had that loss at Westside kind of to start things off, and then got back in the win column with Providence, and then got you a big win last week, man. Y'all were on the news and everything. I said, what, them boys have knocked off Fletcher. So that was a big win for you guys, man. And just talk about kind of the ebbs and flows of the season and kind of how you guys are feeling.
Season been going good, Coach. We can't do anything without our secondary coach, Coach Eddie. Coach Eddie put in schemes for us every week again. Their offense, what we need to do, what we need to tweak, any falses we need to tweak up. Been on good.
Awesome.
Westside game, we came out strong. Defense had a good standpoint. Offense, it just had a mistake, pick six, and at the end of the game, defense just had a brain fart. We gave up a touchdown. But pretty much that whole game, we had them. Just at the end, kind of let it go a little bit. But we bounced back the next week. The next week, actually, Providence game, it was a good end with a bad game. I dropped 2 interceptions, so I got to get those back. 2.
He said 3. Hey, gotta hold you guys accountable, man. That's how you get better, for sure.
My boy KJ actually got an interception versus Providence.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. You guys had a great offseason, man. Just from what I saw, I know I was at a camp with KJ in the spring, was actually right before the season started, and he got MVP for DB. So he put on for y'all, man. That was when I was like, okay, where you at, man? He said, I'm over at Jackson. I said, okay, all right, we got to see what Jackson got going on over there. And then coincidence, I saw you guys were helping out at the James Coleman football camp.
Yes, sir.
Over the summer, just giving back, man, and just kind of talk about that, man. Because to me, man, that meant a lot. Like just giving back to the kids, and the fact that y'all was out there on a Saturday, it was hot. You know what I mean? Y'all could have been doing a bunch of other things that day. Just talk about what it means to give back to the community for you guys, first and foremost.
Well, the community always does as a team every day at the game, every time. So that was just common courtesy to give back to them. It's something we didn't have to think twice about.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Also, it just played a big role on us too. Seeing the kid, I remember I used to be young going to camps like that. So, and there was always people out there older than me helping. So, it's just always better to be the older guy helping out instead of doing the camp.
Yes,
Everything just came full circle. I feel it. KJ, we can't see you, man. We can only see your hat. There you go. But yeah, man. So that's awesome. We really appreciate you guys coming on. So just like you said, giving back and the community is always behind you guys. You're at home this week, right?
Yes, sir.
So we're expecting a pretty packed house this Friday for sure. I know that's a game that's on everybody's minds. Reigns coming in 1-1. They're trying to get back in the win column. You guys coming in 2-1. I think this will probably be the test of the season for you guys, just based off of looking at the rest of your schedule. If you guys get past this game, I mean, I don't see, just looking at the rest of your schedule, I don't see why there's any reason you guys can't, win the rest of your games for sure, just based off of what I've seen from you guys. So I don't know if Marcus or Desmond, if you guys had any questions for him.
Yeah. Y'all lost one of you guys as coaches during the off season. can you guys just kind of tell me how you guys kind of use that going into the season, and if that kind of help you guys be successful?
Yes, sir.
Like,
Go ahead.
You got it. You got it.
all right. I'll kind of say we use that as motivation, and then our coach who passed, Coach Rock, his dad would come and talk to us, Coach Rocker. He'll tell us about adversity and how to overcome it and face it. And so that would kind of motivate us to go out and play harder and play for him, knowing that he's watching us from above.
And as a coach, we took his words and the motivation. Everything he did, everything he taught us was full speed, all gas, no brakes. Every drill, every play, that's how he played. So we really took that upon ourselves to continue on what he had going.
Yes, sir. You know, we just still going to this day, doing everything 100%.
Yes, sir.
I heard nothing but positive words about Coach for real. I didn't know him personally, of course, but anything I've heard from him, it was, it was definitely good things. So, going into a big game, Friday night, you guys really haven't been in that type of environment before, so to speak. How do you guys, think you guys can handle that type of, environment, expectations, a lot of eyes on you? How are you guys feeling going into that?
All we got to do going into the game is keep our head clear of any distractions. That's what I like to do. Keep the head clear of any distractions, all the outside talk, all the media talk out. Once it's game time, we lock for real.
That's just what it is. Just got to go in there and play our game. We know what we can do.
You got to go in the game with confidence, the same confidence we've had going into every game this season.
Yeah.
Play with that same level of confidence. There's no reason we shouldn't come out with the win this Friday.
Exactly.
I like it.
I definitely agree.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the interesting stuff real quick, man. So I gotta get some answers from all of y'all. So who got the best feet? Who's
Best
the best
feet?
ball hawk?
Best feet.
Who's Mr. Clamps and who's the best tackler? I need those for y'all.
I'm gonna keep it real.
We're gonna give it to KJ.
So KJ got what?
Hey DB, we're gonna give it to KJ.
KJ as far as the best feet?
Best tackler / hardest hitter, me.
Okay, you got best. Okay. So who's the clamps? Who got the clamps?
Well, not Brian, because I'll shake Brian.
We can't include Seth and Clamps. We like us three. Us three straight. We straight. We need to go to the off season with Seth. I don't know where he was in the off season.
So who we giving the clamps to?
All three of us.
All three? Okay. I like that. Most definitely. And then best ball skills, who we go
Gotta go at me right there.
We all know the person who don't talk know they got it in the bag, so I ain't say nothing, so they both know I got it in the bag.
Quiet confidence. I like it, man. But that's good. I can see, as a secondary, y'all all kind of tied in with each other. Y'all got good chemistry. Look like y'all have fun with each other, but able to keep each other accountable as well. So, what does y'all come from? Y'all hang out off the field? Y'all can build that chemistry with each other throughout the week. How did that come about?
Oh yes, sir. We talk to each other in school pretty much all the time. Every time we see each other, it's a good bond. It's not just a bond on the field, it's a bond off the field too.
Yeah, it's kind of like building it throughout school, just being in school, laughing and playing, talking with each other, going over the game plan. Just building the chemistry even stronger, so we have a more solidified secondary.
Man, I can just tell you, Desmond, from being at the camp with them, I could tell that they had good chemistry, man. They were, you know what I mean? You could tell that they were genuine friends, and that, you know what I mean? They look out for each other, and you could just tell, man, there's not any selfish guys in that group, from what I can see. And I think I'm a pretty good judge of character just from the time I've been around y'all. You guys are really, you're quiet. You go about your business quietly. You let your play do the talking, which I think is great. You have a big chance. I know some guys want some offers here, right? We want to go to college, right? So I think if there's any game to do it, I think this is a great game, for sure. Especially you're going up against 2 3-star wide receivers, right? And I'm sure coach has talked about it. I'm sure, you know what I mean? people around the city know. They've been pretty good for a while. So if you guys can do what you do against them and just keep that same confidence and that same togetherness, man, just stay together. I think you guys will have some success, but definitely be a challenge for sure. So what are some things that you would say that you guys kind of focused on in the off season, just coming into the season, that you guys wanted to work on as a unit? What are some of the things coach talked about with you guys?
Some of the things we worked on man coverage was reading the quarterback through his eyes down and locating the ball. And during the off season, we put all our DBs at wide receiver so we can get our ball skills up too. That played a big role. That's why KJ got his little kid,
You know what I'm saying? One-handed interception.
Right?
Gotta add that in there.
We got Brian Hooks back in the building.
Brian, talk to us, man. You've been in and out. What's we were trying to see who had Desmond asked who had the best hands of the group, best ball skills.
If it's real talk, I'm gonna say Caleb than me.
No.
Dennis out of them too.
No.
This guy.
Brian got in and had a different perspective, man.
Brian like
I got them hands when they throw it to me.
You heard that? When they
No, I go after the ball too.
KJ, about kind of going through the game plan together. So, do y'all watch film together? Kind of go through and watch film, and how does that translate to Friday nights? Like, does that communication translate? From Monday all the way to Friday on the field.
We watch. Go ahead.
I said, so we'll watch film throughout the week as a team, and then we'll go home and spend about a good hour or two just watching the other team's film. They give us about 3 games to watch, so we'll watch those entire 3 games, learning route concepts, break down how they run their routes, the tendencies the quarterback and receiver have, and the timing and all that. So it gives us a chance to make a play on the ball and give our offense back in possession.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's big time, man. That's especially at DB.
I love film talk.
I got a question for you guys. I got a question. Like me, Tyrell, Desmond, we kind of grew up around like that same time. Like Marquell Wade, Derek Owens, Corey Edison were there. So do you guys kind of have any recollection of those guys? And do you guys kind of draw inspiration, or do they come talk to you guys or anything like that?
Yeah, so they come talk to us from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Coach Corey, he a trainer now, so he'll come from time to time and work us out whenever Coach Foyle let him. And then I heard about Marquell Wade before. He hasn't came spoke to us yet, but I've heard about him. I've heard things he's done for Jackson.
That boy Wade was
Man, Marquell. If y'all didn't see him, Marquell was probably one of the nastiest wide receivers in the city when he played. Man, he was that instant highlight, man, for sure. You definitely had to keep your eyes on him. Punt return, they had him on everything. Punt return, wide receiver, cornerback if you need to play, everything.
Yeah, that was days.
Yeah, but definitely you guys are keeping up the legacy, man. I love the mindset. I love what you guys are doing over there. Talk about your offense, man. Because you can't win games without offense, right?
I love my offense.
So just talk about your quarterback and the poise that he's shown and kind of your offense, man. Talk about some of those guys. Give them some love.
Oh, my boy Jalen. He been a 4-year starter. He's showing how to put the team on his back. He going up. He leading passer in the district. So he doing big things right now. I just hope we keep playing like that. We'll be straight.
Yeah, offense is taking a big step. It starts with the quarterback play, really. Jalen's taking a bigger step than he was at last year. So, where it comes to decision making, he's taking a bigger step now. And our O-lineman has gotten better. Wide receiver play's gotten better. And we have 2 good running backs we can get a ball to if necessary.
Yes, sir.
Brad and Jonathan. And then we have Caleb at receiver and
Matthew Merritt at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Matt playing everything, huh?
Yes, sir.
Goodness gracious.
Even playing linebacker this week.
Yeah. He just looked, man. Matt. When you see him, man, he looks heads bigger than everybody on the field, man. Dude is huge. Definitely. again, man, we really appreciate you guys coming on. Any last thoughts for the game this week, man? Any expectations, man? What's the expectation?
Expectation always win.
Always win.
Always try to come out with a dub.
We know it's gonna be a good game going into it. We're just gonna do our job and
I did want to ask, man. Let's talk about recruiting a little bit. How are you guys looking on the recruiting front? We'll start with Seth.
I don't have any offer right now, but I have interest. I got interest from Dartmouth, Columbia, schools like the Ivy League school.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have good grades for that, man. So you must got your grades together for sure.
Yes, sir.
KJ, what are we looking like, man?
I don't have any offers yet, but schools like Yale and FAMU have hit me up, showing interest and everything.
Awesome.
But Brian bit Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I'm getting interest from Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
I got one offer.
Okay. Awesome. What about you, Caleb?
Yes, sir. I got 2 offers. Gannett University and St. Thomas University.
Okay.
I've been communicating back and forth with West.
You cut out a little bit. What was that? Who are you communicating with?
West Virginia and Michigan.
West Virginia, Michigan. Okay, yes, definitely. I know for a fact. Me and Desmond were talking with Coach Woodson at Florida State. Just a few weekends ago, and he's looking for some good DBs in the city, man. So, I think you got they're looking for some DBs in the city, man.
Hey,
they're looking for people. So definitely, man. And this is a big game to do it. So I'm pretty sure all eyes will be on you guys, man. And we're wishing you guys the best of luck. Really, I was really impressed with what I saw over the summer, man. Just you guys as people, not only as players. And we're really rooting for you over here. So we'll see you guys Friday. I don't know if Marcus or Desmond, did you guys have anything else? You're on mute, Des.
You're on mute. Man, I'm really impressed with the Ivy League.
Yeah.
Just keep up the good work. You got, like Tyrell said, you guys are good kids. Got good heads on your shoulders, and starting to be a part of something good over there at Jackson. So, just keep your head up, keep doing the right things.
Yes, I was about to say pretty much the same thing, man. Y'all having schools like that looking at y'all, that y'all got the student before the athlete part right. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing that part, or you'll be able to go to school regardless. You won't have to just depend on the getting an athletic scholarship. So keep doing your thing there, and especially with the next 2 games. You know what I'm saying, with Brains and then with Riverside. It's gonna the eyes gonna
those
be
2
on
games. The eyes are gonna exactly. Yeah.
So you make the plays, you do what you're supposed to do, you be where you're supposed to be at, man.
Everything else will come.
They'll always come. One last one. Who y'all think is the best receiver in the city?
Missy Bros.
TJ Hollins.
Our whole receiver core.
Yes.
I like our receiver core.
Our whole receiver core. Hands down.
That's not on y'all team. I'll say that. Who's the best?
That's not. Oh yeah, well then Quincy Bergens.
Not on our team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go at Patrick Cooper at Riverside.
If I gotta go Riverside, I'll go Ricky Shaw. That's what TB for us.
Yep.
Caleb don't got no favorite, he
No favorite. He ain't calm.
Caleb like line him up. I feel it, man. Again, man, we really appreciate you guys, man. Best of luck this Friday, and we'll be out there, man. We'll be on the field. We'll be checking y'all out. We'll have the highlights. If there's a play to be made, it'll be on tape, man.
Yes, sir.
We got y'all. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be good.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, man. Jackson Tigers right there, man. Jackson Tigers secondary.
Yes, sir.
Man, exciting things going on, man, over there at Jackson for sure. I mean, just a great group of kids, as you can see, man. Not boastful, just excited to you know what I mean, to be playing ball, right?
Yeah.
Got some, bruh. If you can't tell, like the guys are just, they have great chemistry, man. Like,
yeah,
just the chemistry that they have is like brothers. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to do. You know, nobody's like, oh, I want my offers over here. Nobody has that mindset over there.
Right.
So I'm not surprised that they're 2-1. I know they'd like to be 3-0, but I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's definitely a game, at Reigns this weekend, or this Friday, for sure. But Reigns, man, what are some other notable games? I mean, there's some games on the slate, man. This week we got Mandarin Bartram Trail, so that'll be a good test. I know Mandarin's got a quarterback that's got some offers, a young guy, Tremel Jones over there at Mandarin. You got Jeremiah Shack. They got Tony on defense. He's got some offers. They got guys, man. For some reason, some way, somehow, Ramsey always reloads, right? He don't rebuild. He reloads. So, and they want to play for him. He's a great coach in his own right. Sutherland's a great coach in his own right as well. As we saw, it was a great game.
We gotta recap that game.
Yeah. Go ahead, Desmond. Do the recap.
I don't know if you want to pull up some of the clips.
Oh yeah. I got a recap here. Hold on one sec.
It was a great game.
That game was
Y'all who
crazy.
haven't seen the highlights, make sure you go to the KBB Sports on YouTube. Go check the game out. It was insane. Game of the year so far. Easily as far as in the city for us, man. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That was the game to be at, man. Last week. I'll tell you what. Let's see. Get this sharing going.
That game was crazy. Still can't
right.
the ending, even the next morning.
Right. It was one of those games where if you weren't there, it sounds like it didn't happen.
It was a playoff atmosphere, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Two really good teams too. They both show why who they are.
Did I share? Oh, I'm not even. I thought I was sharing it on the screen. Lincoln came ready. They came. It was an up and down game, man. Them boys got heart though. I'll tell you that. Heart.
Yeah, big time.
Number 8 was actually on. He was actually on. Oh, I forgot to put the comment on there, man. Appreciate you, Alejandro.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Just if you're just joining us, man, we're just recapping the Lincoln game. Just showing some of the highlights here. I mean, these two back-to-back plays right here.
They were huge.
If he throws a good football, both of them walk in. You know what I mean?
Both the touchdowns. Then he said, "I'm gonna go get it myself."
Perry Fisher, man.
Sir.
Just a great all-around athlete. Might not be the best quarterback in the world, but I don't think, they just want the best athletes on the field. This here, Sharif Denson with a great return for his team. And I want to say, man, just going back, I want to say all those guys, this was a big play for them.
That should have been done too.
I think a lot of those guys are juniors, man. I know Seth is a junior. I know KJ's a junior. So they got football. You know what I mean? They got some more football ahead of them. If you're just joining us, we're recapping we're showing the highlights of the Bartram Trail versus Lincoln game. Went down to the wire.
Shout out to Eric Weatherly, man. He had a touchdown, running, passing, and receiving Friday night. So it's a big time game from here. Another big push touchdown from Eric Fisher. Defense quarterback.
There's an atmosphere, man.
Say that again, Mark.
I said, shout out to Barton. They fans always come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Raylan was out there running
He was
around, man.
He was a freaking
The
man.
boys out there running around for sure.
Shout out to Raymond Wilson, man.
Gotta wrap up right there though. Oh boy was balling though. He looked like Kelsey out there, right?
To me, he's their best offensive. I mean,
He
outside
was-
of Weatherman,
he was
he's their
making
most
the- he-
consistent offensive player. Man.
Yeah,
he
he
comes
was
in
making-
week in and week
Look,
out.
ooh.
They were hitting.
They're banging. They're banging.
Eric ain't want. Yeah, you're like.
Eric ain't want none of it.
I mean, and the thing about Raylan, man, is he looks so much bigger on the field.
Yeah.
Like the dude was bigger in person. He's probably every bit of 6'1", maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Good, he's got good size on him.
Solid.
Yeah, and probably he's got another year, doesn't he? He's got one more year
I
in
think
high
he's
school.
coming out this year, I believe.
I thought he was 20. I thought he said he was. Yeah, he's 23.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's 23. So he's got another year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's got another offseason to put on another more weight. Number 11 was pretty big too for them.
Yeah, so 11, him and Raymond and 11, I forgot his name.
Do they both have?
They're both top 2 in the district right now with talent. So they're killing it.
Wow.
There's 80 again, man. He comes through in clutch situations for Bartram every week.
Looking like O'Shaughnessy.
Real, he's clutch, man.
Look, I lost the ball. It was a good give. There he is.
They did a good job with that, though, keeping him honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Eric Weatherly and on
The unorthodox
the
sneak.
wing
I think
tee.
that was a touchdown. They give him the touchdown. Yeah, they did.
on the wing T sneak.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, man, this is the highlights from the Bartram Trail Lincoln game that Lincoln won 37-31. Lincoln was down by 14 at one point. Down
18,
late.
I believe.
They were down by 18 late in the fourth. And they came back to actually win the game. So
17. 31, it was 31-14.
yeah. They just kept going. Bartram didn't let up. Bartram thought they had him. You know, when Bartram gives you that kill shot, it's usually just to put you down. You know what I mean? Like, but they just wouldn't go away. A little overthrown right there by Perry. That was kind of the theme of the game,
You
man.
wanted to count them out so bad.
Yeah,
You wanted to count them out so bad.
that was kind of the theme of the game, man. Was those overthrows. Because
They kept finding a way.
They did. He had some guys running wide open in the secondary. I think this was one of them. One of the drops that they had. He got behind both two very good. If you don't know, Bartram Trail's secondary is they're legit. They got some big guys in that secondary. So, and they got one of the top corners in the area, and Sharif Denson on that side too. There he is. Eric, man. Eric's their go-to.
Yeah, he played a great game.
The go-to guy.
He played a great game.
Yeah, I had to cut out the audio here because they said it was a copyright claim for some reason. So I'm not trying to lose any views from that. So took it out. There we go. That quarterback, man, he had some guts. What's his name? Cade? I think his name was Cade something.
Yeah. Yeah, he kept fighting.
Yeah, they said he was a senior, and the guy they were starting was a sophomore. Which I get. Maybe they didn't kind of give you an idea of the score.
And there it is, third quarter, 31-14.
31-14.
Yeah.
4 minutes left. They didn't give up.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
There was no give up in this team.
No give up, no fighting on the sideline, nothing.
This was a huge drive.
Yeah, this was the drive where they started to come back.
And is this the fourth down?
Yeah.
That was the biggest play in the game, right?
That was the play. Yeah, that was the play that allowed the. If he didn't catch that was on fourth. He caught that ball on fourth down.
And that was the
bring him
best
back.
throw of
Yeah.
the night. That was his best throw. It was back shoulder away from two defenders. Like, that was the play of the game.
Yeah.
Easy. And this is, to me, that's one of the areas.
There was more, but that was kind of the gist of it, man. Because my camera kind of died after that. But I got if you wanted to see the controversial play that really turned the game, it's on our Instagram page.
A broken foot for two-time Pro Bowl defensive.
Oh no, that's not good. No. Who was that? Who broke
it? D-Law.
Who broke it?
He broke it.
No. No, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
He broke his foot at practice. Oh my goodness, bro! Cowboys gonna cowboy. Oh, hold on. Chuck, what you say, man? That touchdown pass was looking like hot sauce on the pork. Hey, I feel it. We appreciate you, Chuck. Hey man, that's some commentating right there. We appreciate that. That's commentating at its finest. But yeah, man. So what other games are you guys intrigued to see? I know we mentioned Bartram Trail with Mandarin. Again, if you want to see the controversial play, did you guys see that play on the Instagram?
Yeah.
Was that a forward pass or was that a backwards pass? Was that an incomplete pass?
In that situation, you kind of have to lean towards it being a turnover. There's no replay.
I thought that's from where we were standing at the time.
Yeah.
It didn't look like a fumble from where we were standing. I think that's a tough call to make under pressure. I mean, yeah, but I think
it's also behind the line of scrimmage as well. So that's also off of a give. Off of a handoff, which it makes it just it's tough.
It was a duck, bro.
Not Sycamore, man. Hey, hey, FSU Dub and Sycamore, bro. We can't let them get bro. Bro. We can't give that up. Yeah. We can't fire. Listen, we can't even fire Mike Norvell for 2 more years because we had to pay Willie. Willie's still getting paid.
Man. We
stuck with him. So it's got to get better.
Speaking of that, how do you feel about it after that?
I felt really like just felt like it was really like a mental lapse, man. Like all you had to do was get back. Like what are you
the players or the coaching in that situation?
I blame it on the coaches in that situation because why even give them a chance to even throw the ball deep? Put all your DBs back. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get back. Nobody should be playing up if it's the last play of the game. Like that's just even when you saw the play, it just when it happened, you were just like,
how did that happen?
You were like, did that happen? So I don't know, man. I was pretty disappointed by that for sure.
I didn't like Norvell's explanation. He said that they still had one timeout and something like that. And I'm like, what is that? It's 6 seconds.
What is he talking about? Right? What are you even saying? Just stop. Just stop.
That's one play.
Just stop it.
You can't even get 2 plays in 6 seconds on that. Chuck says the players are going to have a chance to make the tackle. I agree. That
at the end of the day,
yeah. He did. They did have a chance to make a tackle, bro. He was at the 4 or 5 yard line
for
sure.
He block though down the field though. I mean, that like a nice little chip block, to get in the way or whatever. They were fighting, but I feel like dog. Even when he caught it, like FSU was like super nonchalant about it. Like they thought somebody else was gonna make the tackle. Like, bro. It's the last play of the game. Make the play. That's losing football for you.
Freshmen, man. They haven't been in that situation. And I think they panicked. And like you said, they were looking for somebody else to make the play.
But, man,
for him to catch it was already bad. And then it was like, oh, he caught it.
Man, Brownlee know better. He been there for a few years. And you seen him doing all that flexing against Notre Dame. Come on, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dog.
Yeah.
You talking about Sycamore got Cam
Hopefully,
Newton?
Cam does get a shot. Washington should be bringing him in.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that was a big one. I think if Florida State doesn't beat Wake Forest this week, or at least make it really, really competitive, it's not gonna look good.
fire.
And that's not gonna be an easy game because Wake Forest is playing good ball right now. So
2-0.
yeah, it's not gonna be an easy game for sure. I don't know who their wins against.
Let me check. I think one was against NC State.
Nothing of quality, probably.
Oh no, it was Old Dominion and Norfolk State. That's what. So it'll be interesting, man, to see what they do because I think this is a big game for them to bounce back to at least finish this because I think this is kind of make or break point, especially with coaches already getting fired like Clay Helton went at USC. I mean, they already
got to do something, man. Who do you guys? Speaking of, man, that was something that I wanted to talk about. I'm glad you brought that up. What's Clay Helton? What do you guys think about that situation and who is the best player ODB in Norfolk?
That's who Wake Forest played.
Well,
Old Dominion and Norfolk State.
Yeah. You can't really give him no love for that. Appreciate that, Chuck, for the update. Yeah, you can't give him no love for that, dog. But I think, what do you guys think about the USC job? I seen Marcus posted something on his Instagram about James Franklin being a front runner. I'm like, what does that do for USC though? You know what I mean? Like, I think
they can match the money. I don't think.
Yeah.
I saw Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs.
I like that.
Supposed to be like one of their targets.
What was I gonna say? Colin Cowherd said something good though, and then I'll let you. I know you got want to say something, Marcus. He said you can't. He said you're playing at USC, right? He said when USC was when college football was really, they miss college football misses USC being great, right? They're tired. We're tired of Alabama. We're really, for the most part, we're tired of Alabama winning all the time. We're tired of all the talent going to Alabama. When USC was good, Texas was good. You know what I mean? The real blue bloods. You know what I'm saying? Miami. Every year. What's that?
Say Nick Saban has killed all the blue bloods.
Right, pretty much like has relegated all of them except Oklahoma, and even Oklahoma can't even play with them when they play. Like Oklahoma looks good during the regular season, but if you're talking about playing like Alabama, I mean that's dead. You know what I mean? But if you're talking about up until they get to the college football playoff, they might have a chance. Okay, yeah, cool. But I'm talking about USC, Matt Leinart, even after that, even when they had Matt Barkley, they weren't the greatest, but you know what I mean. They were good. They had quality players, but they just haven't. When USC, he said when USC was good, they were blue bloods, and you can't bring another college football coach to LA. He's like LA's different. He's like you need an NFL guy. You need to go get an NFL guy to come. That's actually. Yeah, that's actually won something. He mentioned Doug Peterson. He mentioned, he just mentioned guys that have actually have taken less and won, is what he mentioned in the NFL and actually won games. He was talking about Chip Kelly too. He's like, look, UCLA was in the dumps for a while and they went and got it hasn't worked out for a few years, but now it's working out.
They're still in the dump.
You're not buying UCLA's hype, huh?
No, not at all.
Okay.
All right. So I'm not gonna act like I'm the expert on the situation because I'm not at all. But outside of USC being in LA, besides their tradition, is USC an attractive job? Like, does anybody see anything good about USC, bro? Like
you're gonna get recruits.
USC's it's LA.
They had the number 7 recruiting class last year.
Okay.
That's just one of the things people want to play at. Zion Williamson.
You're not inheriting a bad team. You're not inheriting a bad team. You're inheriting a young team.
How many
You
top
inherited
10
a
recruiting
city.
classes have they had though? Like through the years, do you probably think? And
I mean, they were number 7 last year.
but how good were they last year? What were they like? 4-4.
Did they play last
Something
year?
like that.
Well,
Five,
they,
five
I
and
don't
four,
even think they
something like
played
that.
that many games last year.
Or what 3-3, something like that. It could have been something like
Yeah,
that.
it was something low. But they
But
usually keep a top 25 class, like for the most
I mean,
part. And sometimes they jump in the top 10.
I will say that I will say like you're always gonna get recruits at USC, but to me, just the landscape of like I'm just looking at like TV, the conference, all that stuff. Like, are you staying up to watch a Pac-12 game? Like to be honest, like I mean, I'm not. Like, when's the last time a Pac-12 team's been in a natty? I mean, besides Oregon.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about the USC job. We're talking about if it's an attractive job or not, right? Is it appealing? It just is. It's USC, right?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of like realistic, like winning. Like if I'm a coach, I'm going there to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm an Eric Bieniemy, like if I just want to, be a coach and say I'm a coach or whatever, I'll stay in Kansas City. Like, I'm gonna win Super Bowls, like easily.
But you already done that. You've done that for the last 4 years. You've interviewed for head coaching jobs, and like he went to USC, and like one of his things was that they say, at least from Adam Schefter, was that's one of the few college jobs that he would leave the NFL for. And this one thing because then you can go and recruit against a Nick Saban and say, yeah, he got, college football championships, but I got Super Bowl rings. You know what I'm saying? I've been to the Super Bowl the last 3 years. So you can recruit against that when you can have somebody of that caliber. I think it would take somebody like that. And that's why, again, I think that's why Pete Carroll was
he can say college football hasn't seen a play caller like me before either.
I'm gonna throw a name out here. Y'all probably gonna laugh hard as hell. But I'm gonna first say that how many? I can't think of any, but how many NFL coaches have made that transition back to the college game and really had success that you guys could think of off the top of your head?
That transition back?
Yeah. Or just went over a period.
Can we
in the league? I mean, accept lesser jobs.
Can we say I feel like Herm Edwards had a little bit of success last year.
He's doing a pretty good job.
I
will say that.
Lane Kiffin.
That's relative to Arizona.
Lane Kiffin. Yeah.
But okay, so I'm gonna say I think a guy like Jack Del Rio has a better chance of success than Eric Bieniemy.
I think you need an offensive coach, though.
Oh, okay.
I agree. I agree to that, but I'm saying like
that's interesting. You say that, huh? Damn, I didn't think about that. Jack Del Rio would kind of be you know what I mean?
Like Eric Bieniemy, as soon as he goes to USC, that's natty territory. Like you're not accepting anything less. Let's be honest. But you bring a Jack Del Rio.
He's just got to get the right coordinators, man, and find a court. He knows what. I mean, it's hard to find another Patrick Mahomes, right?
You won't find that. That's why I think you need an offensive head.
But he hasn't ran his offense with anybody but Patrick Mahomes.
Hasn't shown anything as a coordinator or as a player. Like Jack Del Rio, honestly, Jack Del Rio's whole thing is being a linebackers coach with Ray Lewis in Baltimore. Right. Under Rex Ryan. Like that's where he's come from. If you look at the Jack Del Rio defenses, they're never really good. He wasn't good as a head.
I would like to argue that.
Jack Del Rio had some good. Denver, he was a DC in Denver, wasn't he?
Head coach, he's 500. But
when they won the Super Bowl, he was a DC.
I think he's all right. I don't think he's Gus.
He's a better defensive coordinator than he is a head coach. I'll say that
for sure.
He's not revolutionary at the position.
No,
for sure.
Like everything he's running, he stole. Like lack of a better words, like he's running somebody else's defense.
Right.
Anyway, go on.
No, I mean I don't think that's bad. I think you have to get an offensive head coach. One, because they're going to want somebody who's doing what Chip Kelly did. who can bring innovation to the Pac. Nobody plays defense in the Pac-12 any damn place. But so I think you need an offensive coach. You bring a good enough D coordinator who can, hold the Washingtons to, 10 points, 13, 17 type points, and be able to outscore UCLA. I don't think Jack would bring a good enough offensive coordinator to have sustained success. And I would like to see Eric get a shot because I think Eric deserves a shot.
Yep.
He's at that shot.
I would like to see it, and I think if there's a job that you're gonna do it at, you're gonna do it at USC. Why not? Yeah. I think they'll give you. If they gave, how long did they give Clay Helton? They gave Clay Helton some time, and when they hired Clay Helton, you were like, who the hell is Clay Helton? But okay.
I think he was an offensive coordinator before they promoted him to head.
They said he was at Memphis. Was he? Was he at Memphis?
He was offensive coordinator, then they promoted him to.
Oh, okay.
But
because Ed Orgeron, he was there, right? Ed Orgeron, he kind of he was under Ed Orgeron at that point, right? He was on Ed Orgeron's staff.
Yeah, they promoted him
at USC. Man, they probably wish they would have kept Ed Orgeron.
No, I think they okay.
Because I mean, he started winning after
himself.
Yeah, but he started winning after who was the coach there before Coach
Hilton was on Sarkisian's staff.
Was Sarkisian the head coach there?
Yeah.
Sarkisian was the head coach at USC, right? And then Orgeron took over as interim head coach. He won a few games. And then they were saying he was in the running, maybe, possibly. Then they hired Hilton. Gotcha.
Just one more name.
Yeah.
James, like you mentioned, James Franklin from Penn State. As far as that move, I for him personally, I think that's a good move because I don't think you're winning at Penn State. You have a better chance at winning at USC than Penn State. I'm not high on either programs, to be honest, but James Franklin, he's a good coach. Everything is based on what you expect. If you're USC and you just want to get back to the playoff, James Franklin's your guy. If you're thinking Natty, he's probably not your guy. But
do you think that's a lateral move though? Because I don't think. Do you think the USC job is a better job than Penn State?
Not at the moment.
I mean, not even just the talent of the players. I just mean overall. Because I look at Happy Valley has 100,000 and everybody's in white. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's to me as far as culture and the overall program, I think it rivals it. Maybe not location wise because it's in Pennsylvania. But outside of that, I think the money's equal. They'll be able to match any contract he could get at USC. And at this point, he's about 5-6 years in at Penn State. So you got all your guys on your team right now, and they got the top 10 recruiting class right now. So I think it'd be tough for him to leave. I don't know, man. It's interesting. I wish Charlie Strong had done what he was supposed to do. I would have loved to see somebody like that.
He was the next.
Unfortunately, he never took care of his business.
Like for James Franklin, he again, I think he's definitely on that tier of coaches that's under Dabo, that's under Nick.
Right.
He may be on the same tier with the Mullen.
They're undefeated right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Penn State.
Yep.
Penn State
He recruits good too.
Penn State, they beat Wisconsin. I mean, I guess that Wisconsin is turning out probably not to be that good, right?
He just put out 2 first rounders.
Yeah. I'd like to see. I think they'll beat Ohio State. Looks very sus, right? Ohio State looks very sus. Oregon looks like they can be beat as well. So,
I don't know. I mean, to beat them,
Oregon has a potent offense that especially with Anthony Brown, but they lost. Didn't they? They lost Justin Flo for the season at linebacker.
Yeah, and he's been out. So I don't know if
Thibodeau's out, right? Thibodeau's out.
And to still beat Ohio State, to still win that. That's why I say I don't know what
That's tough. The offense,
doing,
yeah.
but he's done.
Cristobal can coach.
Man,
He can coach.
And his name actually came up as well with the USC job, but I don't think you leave Oregon to go to USC. I don't think so.
Joe Brady is the name that I'm going to throw out. So I think
USC?
Joe Brady, the former LSU offensive coordinator, current offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. I think if I'm USC, that's why I go get.
I don't think he's big. I don't think he's a big enough name.
I could care less about the name. I'm going to get.
That's what they're gonna care about though, and it's LA, bro. Like if you bring in another coordinator, a Joe Brady or somebody that was on fire.
There's a difference. Clay Helton never won a championship.
Yeah.
Look at LSU.
They're not gonna go for it, bro. I'm telling you, they want a proven NFL coach. That's what they
He's
want.
in the NFL right now.
Yeah, but
He's the offensive coordinator.
he's not seasoned, bro. He ain't even proved what he could do with the Panthers yet.
He's only been there 1 year, and then his best.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He hasn't. He got something to prove. He got something to prove in the NFL. I'm sure he has bigger aspirations.
Football record with Joe Burrow, who's really all been honest.
Is Joe Burrow really that bad though? Did you see Joe Burrow's stats? Did you see Joe Burrow's stats this week?
Look at the year before Joe Brady became OC. He was terrible.
Joe Burrow's not. He didn't do bad week 1. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And Chase was catching footballs too. But we'll see what they look like. He did. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, man.
And even if you look at offensively, there's only been one team that's really Alabama couldn't stop. It was that LSU offense. 2 years
That's
ago,
a fact.
with Joe Brady as offensive coordinator.
And it wasn't a spread offense either.
It's high power. They doing
But look who Joe Brady had though. He had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He had Jamar Chase. He had Justin Jefferson. Come on, man.
Listen, before that year, did we know who any of those guys were?
Jamar Chase was cold even before that year.
Jefferson was the little.
Honestly, I never heard of any of those guys.
Joe Burrow had just came 50-something% completion percentage.
Maybe we didn't hear about them because they were going to be good anyways, right?
No, there was, bro. Florida waxed that ass the year before.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But those guys weren't playing though. Were those guys playing though? They weren't.
Joe Burrow was playing, bro. Those are the same players, bro.
Those are the same players. That's what I'm saying.
Jamar Chase was playing too?
Yes. Jamar Chase was a star. Miami played the first game of the season. We played the first game of the season that year. And Jamar Chase
thrashed that ass with Joe Burrow. I know that for a fact.
Telling you, that's why I look at Joe Brady as the.
All right.
If I'm USC, I go get Joe Brady.
I can't go off a 1 year wonder though. But I get what you're saying.
But this is
Joe
what I'm
saying.
saying.
One off of that.
If you can't get Eric,
Can Joe Brady? Well, listen. We're assuming that. Okay, great. Good coaching, right? Good coaching. Okay, but you still need the players to win. You could be the best coach in the world if you ain't got shit to win with. What you gonna do? Nothing.
Great coaches find a way.
To win the natty though. To win the natty. Joe Burrow. Listen, let's be clear. Joe Burrow was dealing, bruh. Joe Burrow was dealing. It wasn't
a 5-star quarterback at Ohio State. Like, I mean. Who does USC? I mean, I know
Joe Burrow was a highly rated quarterback going to Ohio State though. Wasn't like he was Joe Blow though.
And couldn't get on the field.
But listen, Urban Meyer was there though. Come on, Urban Meyer has always liked a certain style of quarterback. You understand? Urban Meyer's always liked a certain style. But we gotta.
We could do that all day.
We gotta move on. So let's we got some big matchups, man. We got some big top 25 matchups right this week. Most notably, we got Alabama versus the Florida Gators.
It's y'all turn, Marcus.
Can we talk about it?
Hey.
Listen, can we talk about it?
Y'all can say whatever y'all want this week because
Marcus is a Gator.
I have no analysis for this game.
Y'all gotta play AR-15, bruh. If y'all don't play AR-15, y'all getting thwomped.
Listen, if we want to win the game, yeah, I think a heavy dosage of AR-15. But man, I'd say, man, bro, throw Emory out there. We know we're finna get the L. Let's just worry about Georgia.
You gotta be able to put up 40. If you can't put up 40 this week, you're gonna lose. Yeah, you're gonna lose.
We barely.
They got some guys. They're down some guys though.
Please.
Alabama.
They're better than our first string, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, I was trying to look at the glass half full.
Bro, I'm telling you, Florida got threats, but Alabama got NFL threats. Like,
if you're just joining us, man, we're talking about top 25 matchups. This week we got Florida. So there's not really much to. We just got to. There's really no takes for Florida. They just gotta. We'll see what happens. We saw what Alabama has looked like this season, but we'll see what happens.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
We get clarity.
We got beat. I'm gonna keep it honest. So that way I can be like, see, look, it happened in Florida too. You feel me?
Bro, we struggled to get 40 on USF, bro. We had 35 at the half.
It's not easy. It's not.
We got outscored by USF 20-7 in the second half.
But you gotta be if you're a college football fan, you gotta kind of be Anthony Richardson's numbers. Like even if you're not a Florida fan or anything, you just kind of open your eye, huh?
But
yeah, you make you kind of open your eye and you be like, damn, bro, like he went 3 for 3 for like 100 and something yards. And then only had like 3 or 4 carries and had like $150. Like that's.
Then you see Emory's stats and he got like 2 or 3 picks. Like that's what make it look bad. That's what.
Both games.
To be honest, I don't like any of the guys.
Yeah.
I like AR a little better, but I don't think any of these guys.
What's the? I want to know what Dan Mullen's thinking is though. Like obviously, we've seen it for this is the second game now. You've seen Anthony Richardson explode whenever you put him in the game. He just explodes. His arm is crazy. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he wasn't that accurate back when. If people don't know, I used to actually film Anthony when he was in high school when he was training with Denny Thompson, and he was. You had Jeff Sims, you had Carson Beck, and Anthony Richardson. They would all train together and have been training together for a while. Anthony was probably the most least accurate of the three. And some of the passes that I've seen him make, I mean, you've just seen that he's had to put work in, right? The work that he's put in. I mean, to be able to just flick the ball. He went to Elite 11, so he's always had arm talent. But just to see him really work on that part of his game. I mean, we all know he can run the ball, but you're gonna be able to win Heisman's and national championships by beating. You can't win the same way Tebow won. You can't do it. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying nowadays. But the way he's making the players around him better. He don't have great players around him. Anthony Richardson. Right. So. If you're saying you want to have a chance to beat Alabama and you don't have those players on your roster, you got to put somebody who can make those, you know what I mean, make those shock plays because you're gonna need shock plays to beat Alabama or even.
Ain't nobody beating them boys.
Yeah.
But you are right. you are right.
Yeah.
Anthony Richards, he has the juice to start that formula to beat a Bama, but. Just right now with his experience. Yeah, his experience right now. And
he's your Heisman favorite for next year?
For next year, yeah. I don't think he's gonna get enough reps this year to get it.
I don't know what Dan Mullen's doing, man. I really don't.
Yeah, and I don't want those stats to fool anybody because we're playing FAU and USF like that.
But I think you see the how special he is, though. You see that 75-yard run he had this past weekend. He ran over somebody, hit the sideline, stiff arm the man, outruns the quarterback. Like it's like what?
You can't coach that.
Yeah, it's like Lamar Jackson
at 240 pounds.
With a little Cam Newton in there. I don't know, bro. He's different. He's different.
No,
he's definitely a 4-4 type guy. The way he's running away from people.
I agree. I said I don't like any of the guys, but I mean, obviously, if I had to pick a guy, I'll say AR, but. Definitely, it's next year. I'm thinking next year.
And the fact that he went to Gainesville, you didn't even have to go anywhere to get him. He was in Gainesville, been been a Florida Gator fan.
And I think that's gonna be the added pressure too. Eventually, of Dan Mullen, like this is our guy. Like this is.
He's a hometown kid, bro. I'm sure for a fact he's hearing the pressure.
Yeah,
He grew up. Anthony grew up in this town. All his family live in Gainesville.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta play him.
Yeah. I think we'll see. We'll see.
Time matchup. Auburn and Penn State this week.
Yep. Ooh. Yeah. Auburn. I don't even know if I can call that a big matchup because I just watched their game against ECU.
They're not good.
And was very underwhelmed. Wait.
Now
South Carolina played ECU. My bad. Yeah, never mind. Auburn. I've heard good things about Auburn. Go ahead, Des. My bad.
He said no.
Oh no,
Correction.
I think, this is Penn State's whiteout game, so they're gonna be hyped about that.
Yeah.
7:30.
That's crazy. So I think it'll be interesting. I like Penn State, but definitely I think Auburn's one of those teams to keep an eye out for. Because they started off unranked and they done won the last 2 games. I'm not sure who they played, but they won both of them by 50. So they're doing their thing right now. I definitely want to see how they if they can come out and make it interesting at least, and really kind of give them a shot. And then we also got Arizona State and BYU, 2 other games. So I'm definitely gonna tune into that. I want to watch Arizona State's quarterback. I heard a lot about him, so I want to tune in and get a good dose of his play.
I think those are going to be your biggest games right there, man. There's not really much more than that this week. Not really much more than that this week.
Tulane, does that do anything for y'all? Ole Miss and Tulane.
I like to see Tulane sneak one out, but I think Ole Miss offense is too dangerous.
Yeah, Matt Corral's throwing dimes. I'd like to see what they look like maybe a little bit later in the season with Ole Miss when they start to play their SEC schedule. What do you guys think about Georgia? Georgia, South Carolina. That's
what's up with their starting quarterback situation? I thought Carson was supposed to be starting.
Yeah, that was confusing.
They pulled the rug out last minute and started the other guy. And
Stetson Bennett.
That was crazy.
Third.
Yeah,
he was basically third string right now, which is crazy. And
And
he threw the pick 6 in that game as well. That's the only point that Georgia gave up was a pick 6.
Was from Carson.
Yep.
So,
speaking of Georgia, they've given up 3 points in 2 games.
That's crazy.
Against who?
Crazy.
Clemson.
Oh shit. Yeah, never mind.
That's crazy.
Whoever they just
their
played.
defense is giving up 3 points.
UAB.
In 2021 in college football, that's very, very hard.
I like to still got to see him against Bama, dog.
Oh, for sure. They're not going to beat them.
You know what I mean? Because they're not going to be able to score. They're not going to be able to score enough points.
I don't think they could beat Florida. To be honest.
That's always a tough game. That's always a tough game. It depends on it depends on Dan Mullen needs to understand. Okay, if you don't beat Alabama, you still have a path to the SEC championship. Exactly. But you're gonna have to play Richardson the rest of the season.
That's why I'm not really.
You gotta. I understand Emory's your guy. He's been there for a while. He's waited his turn, but you're not finna sit a guy like that behind him because you just send the wrong message to your team when they all see it. You know what I'm saying? And probably saw it in preseason, in practice. Did you see the flip that he did?
Yeah.
I was like, and that wasn't no regular flip, bro. That man was like up there.
Yeah.
So
he's different, man. I think he goes to him this game. I think you don't make it public, so you make Alabama have to spend time watching both guys.
Yeah.
And you come out.
They said they're trying to get his hamstring ready. I know he pulled his hamstring on that long run. Yeah. Marcus? Have you heard anything about that? About his hamstring?
Yeah, they're keeping an eye on it. I think it's more precautionary than anything.
Okay.
I don't think it was too much. Like even in the game.
Did he come back and play after that?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, you're playing USF. So you're
right.
up like 30, 40 points at a time. So
yeah.
I mean, more precautionary than anything.
That makes sense. But yeah, man, those are pretty much the big games of the week. Just to move on a little bit to NFL, man. What do you guys think about who has and this is kind of our last segment. Who do you guys think is going to have a bounce back game this week? Kind of because there were a lot of underdogs that won week 1, right? Who do you think kind of is a pretender? Who do you think? First off, I want to know, what do you guys think that? Because Trevor Lawrence says some things, kind of explain both of his, the picks that he threw. He's like, look, he's like, I just got greedy. He's like, I saw that they were in a cover 2. He's like, they sat in the cover 2 because they weren't going to let anything get down the field. And he said, I got greedy, and just threw it right to him. He said they didn't even disguise it. He's like, he seemed like he knew what he did wrong.
The offense is trash, bro. As far as the scheme of the offense, it looks like a college offense, and that's why they smothered it. They didn't do anything.
They're not getting open. Yeah,
it's too many like screens and side to side.
Yeah, what are you doing with the screens? You gotta stop. You gotta stop that shit.
It's not college. I don't know who's calling the plays or who has the influence, because it doesn't seem like Urban has a big influence on it, because I watched every throw that he had from this past Sunday. And my biggest takeaway is, one, Trevor missed some throws. He was kind of missing high on some throws. That kind of got him on the Twitter interceptions. But as far as the offense was very, very like college-like. That's gonna hold. I think they're holding him back. Honestly, I don't think.
How do you not?
Throws, you have to be able to.
How do you not run the football? Like, what are you doing?
How are you not ready? And you had 2 weeks to be ready. Like you said, Desmond. Like, I thought the offensive play calling was so vanilla. Like, it was like preseason play calling.
Exactly.
Like you did. I understand you're down. You seem like you're down like 14 points in the first quarter, but that's still time. You can still run your offense. Like, there's no reason to panic. But I mean, hey, for me, I thought Trevor played good. In my opinion,
it wasn't bad.
I thought he played decent. The picks that he threw, they were just kind of like, what do you think?
James Robinson ran good. Carlos Hyde ran good. We had 50-something passes.
Yeah, that was my thing. Why is he throwing so much?
Balance him out. And then he had so many drops though.
Oh yeah.
He had like 6 drops in the game.
Ain't nobody want to catch that thing.
And he hit DJ Chark in his hands, like a couple times. Like, bruh, them were first downs, bruh. Like, what is you doing? And so I think you got to help him out a little bit. I know he was probably he looked like he was frustrated from the drops.
Too much shotgun. Also, in my opinion, get him undercenter a little bit. Give him some play action, max protection where he's protected. He can scan the field, 3-man routes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some low, high, where he can really scan the field and be patient. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody's questioning Trevor Lawrence's talent. Like, you obviously know he's talented.
He's got to clean up some things. He'll be all right.
Yeah. The deep ball he threw was good. Like, that's why you're like, okay, I feel better about that.
Against cover 2 right on the sideline. Like, you see the flashes. I think once he gets under control, he'll be solid. He kind of reminds me of somewhere between like if Eli Manning had a stronger arm and like Matt Stafford. He's like somewhere in between those guys. Like, as far as his play style and where I see him being able to fit. That's not a knock, people. You know what I'm saying? Eli Manning is a champion. Matt Stafford is a great quarterback. So I'm not knocking him. I wouldn't put him on the Andrew Luck status yet.
You just see him as a slanger. You just see him slanging that.
He's going to be a guy who just, pushes the ball downfield. I think that's going to be his type of play.
I think once he gets the mental part of it, and we start to see him check plays at the line and change the play at the line, you know what I mean? And start to from what he sees, I think that's when you'll see the transformation of him. Is like, okay.
I think they got to start with the play calling too. Yeah, I think you have to get a better.
What is Bevel doing? Bevel is like completely. He's even completely out of like his identity. Like, this is not even how he calls plays. So that's why I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you run the ball. You've always run the ball.
He's trying to do what Urban wants.
Yeah,
that's not great.
You've always run the ball. What are you doing? Like, don't do that. Especially when you got running backs. You got power running backs. Run the football. You got a power offensive line. Listen, and I will add. He didn't get touched. He didn't get touched when he dropped back on Sunday. Again, you're playing the Texans, but for our offensive line, that's a win. I mean, he didn't get.
I think only saw 1 or 2 sacks.
He had plenty of time to throw. Yeah, he had plenty of time to throw. The defense got to clean it up. But I mean, who are you other than the Jaguars? Who's a bounce back team that you guys see kind of bouncing back from week 1 as an aberration?
Packers got to bounce back. To get embarrassed like that, 3 points by Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
I wish I'd have went to that game.
Yeah, me too. That's unacceptable, man. To get embarrassed. I mean, that was embarrassing. You got embarrassed.
Yeah.
To not be able to really do anything. I mean, anything offensively, and had to get blown up 38-3. I believe was the final score, right? Get blown out like that week 1, especially after the offseason Aaron Rodgers just had and going back and forth with the front office. Like, you can't come out first week of the season and play the way you played. Granted, this is against the Saints, who has a great they have a great defense. Lattimore just got his extension. So they're playing well. But they played the Lions this week. They got to bounce back. The Lions fought tough against the 49ers this past week. They almost came back and won it.
The Lions fought back, huh? I saw they were down big. I didn't see them. I didn't see they did fight back, huh?
They were down 38-10, I believe, and made it a 1-score game by the end of the game.
Wow.
So they fought back big
That's
time.
big.
So, props. So I want to see if Aaron Rodgers can bounce back against the Lions. They're at home this week. I think they have to bounce back.
Definitely.
Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of chatter around this whole Aaron Rodgers thing. It's going to be like, what were you doing in the offseason, and what was all of the hoopla about? And, it's going to get messy, I think. So hopefully they can bounce back pretty quick.
Right.
I want to see Cleveland. Cleveland bounce back. Played a real good first, I'll say maybe 48 minutes of the game, and then Patrick Mahomes started doing Patrick Mahomes things. Cleveland,
man, you can't give that guy no time. I'm telling you. Him or Tom Brady.
Right. I think what we need to see from Cleveland is Baker just take that next step. I think he's taking steps every season to go towards to be a franchise quarterback. I don't think he'll ever be on that Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson MVP level, but he needs to find a way to win that game. In a game like that, last season when they played in the playoffs, he has to make plays. And you have all those offensive weapons. There's no reason to go 3-and-out with Odell, Jarvis, Chubb. It goes on. There's no reason to go 3-and-out.
So, what do you guys make of Odell's injury, man? With them saying that he can't go, I'm like, he tore his ACL a long time ago. What do you mean he can't go? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's going on?
I don't know. I think they purposely holding him out. Because honestly, in my opinion, I think he slows down in offense. Because I think everybody wants Odell to have a good game. And if Odell doesn't have a good game, the media is on that. That's one of those things that gives it. Because if you look at last year, right, for example, before Odell got hurt, they were kind of like 500 team. They weren't really doing that well. Odell gets hurt. Baker's play elevates. Chubb, everybody elevates. They're kind of able to play the system and not force targets to Odell. And they finished with one of the better offenses in the league. They went on the run, made the playoffs. But I think with Odell there, it kind of forces the coach and Baker to kind of play out of their element because they're trying to make sure Odell gets involved in the game plan, which they should. But I don't think he fits right now. I think Jarvis Landry is the perfect your guy that you can, who can play slot, he can play outside. David Njoku and Austin Hooper at tight end, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I mean, you don't need it's only one football. So I don't think it's I would look
ride your horses.
Ride your horses. You got the best backfield in the league by far. By far. Like those two guys are amazing. So I'll ride those two guys until the wheels fall off. And then you got Jarvis Landry, who, if you need a catch in a tough situation, Jarvis will come up with that for you. And you got two really good tight ends again. So, and I think that helps Baker not have to, stare down one guy and think, I got to make sure I get Odell the ball. Odell hasn't touched the ball the last 2-3 drives. They're trying to get him the pad, as opposed to just going through your reads, going through your offense and playing the game.
listen, if I'm the Chiefs, I know a lot of people probably don't see it this way, but if I'm the Chiefs, I'm on notice because they played us damn close. You know what I mean? And they're gonna see them down the road. The Browns ain't going nowhere unless unforeseen major injuries. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. And they're gonna have to see the Browns down the road. I'm kind of feeling, and I think they're gonna learn from this, and they're gonna be a lot different team, and maybe they'll even have Odell Beckham in Odell form at that point. Maybe, I'm sure they're hoping.
And that was the last team the Browns played. That's who they knocked them out of the playoffs. So it was almost like a rematch for them. So I'm sure they were up for that game. And Tyrann Mathieu didn't play as well.
That's gonna make a difference.
Yeah,
that's gonna make a difference.
That's right.
For sure. Awesome, man.
And honorable mention, the Raiders aren't good. I just want to throw that out there. That was a good game on Monday. Derek Carr isn't up next.
Hats off. I got to hats off.
I'm not even a Raiders fan, but Derek Carr, that was a no. Just putting that out.
That was a big time performance.
You think that was an anomaly? You don't think that's not?
I think John Gruden's a great play caller. He knows football more than most people.
He did. You could see he was.
Fantastic game.
You could see he was calling that game for sure.
Fantastic. Some of the time he didn't even have to look at his play sheet. Like he was.
I thought it was just me. He was calling them plays out of his head.
Out of his head, he had.
He was all up. He was all in the flow. Yeah, he was all.
Exactly. He was. It was perfect. That's why I love it. I love John Gruden as a coach. Gruden QB camp was one of my favorite things to watch. During the offseason.
Oh, that man knows football. Crazy.
He knows football. Yeah. He can. You give him that much time to dissect a team. Like you said, he watched all 600 of Lamar's runs and studied our whole defense for the whole offseason once it got announced. So he's one of those guys that he's going to dive and dive and dive.
And they look like the Raiders on defense a little bit too.
They weren't bad.
They got Ngakoue, the Max Crosby kid really impressed me. Yeah. Coming off the edge,
he's his whole getting sober.
And even Nassib had a little strip sack or whatever. I'm like, all them boys.
Nassib was getting.
They'll be all right. I think.
Perryman's a Raider, dog. He's a Raider linebacker. Yeah. If there ever was a Raider linebacker, I think he has found a home right there with the Raiders because he can play as net and John. John Gruden ain't gonna give a shit if you go knock a kid out and you get thrown out for a game. He ain't gonna care about that. Wasn't he there with Romanowski and them? Wasn't Gruden there? Or he was there with Rich Gannon, right?
Yeah, and he coached Warren Sapp.
I think Romanowski was there when he was with the Raiders. So yeah, he knows.
So props to them though. They played a great game. Derek Carr and Darren Waller, man. It hurts my heart because he was a Raven.
Right.
They stole him off our practice squad, and he's been a star ever since. So shout out to him too. He's fantastic. Outside of, he's probably one of the biggest mismatches in the league right now. You can't put a corner on him, a safety, a linebacker. You have to double him. He's at that level. So shout out.
Most definitely.
And then especially if Josh Jacobs can get healthy because he has a toe injury and he was in and out pretty much all game. So I think they'll make the playoffs this year. I want to see who they bump out of it. I think the Titans might bump out of it. They didn't look good Sunday.
Man, they didn't look good at all.
Speaking of teams that didn't look good, that's I don't know if it's because of the offensive coordinator or what, but they look bad. Kyler Murray, lit him up, and then Chandler Jones with 5 sacks. Derrick Henry had 50 yards?
Yep. Yeah, he had a rough game. So I think they need a bounce. So there's a lot of teams in the league that need a bounce back game for sure, man. But definitely, man, we appreciate y'all for joining us this week, man. Great show. We had the Jackson Tigers on. We had we got into a little bit of college football, top 25. You got the Alabama, you got the Gators this week. Really excited to see this. Another week of football, man. We in football season, so Really excited to see this slate of games. Again, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a great night, and we out.
Yes, sir.
Sir.